Hi, in this unit, we're going to talk about communication skills and broadly soft skills. For a product manager, understanding how to communicate with other stakeholders and how to get work done is very critical because you will be the communication hub across the different stakeholders. So, knowing how to communicate, how to win trust, how to influence people is a very important skill to acquire. So, what are the general communication skills that a product manager should learn? A typical product manager spends about 50 to 60% of a typical day meeting and communicating. So, you will be capturing minutes of the meeting, you will be sending emails, you will be talking to stakeholders, you will be understanding what they want, you will be explaining them what should be done, and so on. The most common thing that you will be communicating would be product vision, the product design, and the day to day execution of various tasks. And knowing how to put your thoughts succinctly and tweaking them contextually to basis who you're talking to, because you might be talking to the designer in one instance and immediately followed by that with the developer, immediately followed by with the business sponsor. The things the way you communicate the same thing will have to change so that the designer can understand in the same language, the developer can also relate with the same thing, and the business stakeholder also understand the same thing while talking about the same concept or the same product or feature that you're talking about. And that is why having a good grip of the subject matter plus understanding how to communicate with different stakeholders is very critical for a successful product manager. Let's talk about product vision. So, how do you communicate product vision? Uh, Typically, when you're talking about product vision, you need to first set up the context. You need to set up who is the audience that you want to target, what are the issues that they are facing, what are the first order pain points that you need to solve, what are the second order pain points that you need to solve, and so on. Then the solution that you are using to solve the issues, and finally the time frame within which you will see the product entering the market. And when you're doing this, you additionally need to also talk about, and when you're doing this, it's important that you maintain multiple versions of your pitch, and you because you will have to do it again and again and again. You should have a very short version, something that you can explain in one line, couple of lines, maybe 30 seconds or less. And you should also have a follow up bigger version if somebody shows more interest, somebody wants to know more about what you're building, why are you building, for whom you're building, and by when it will be launched, and why is it taking so long. Sometimes people ask you that also. So communicating a product vision does not happen in one go. You have to continually communicate your product vision and reminding your team why you are developing the particular product. Because a lot of times people will not grasp the severity of the pain point that you're talking about. They might consider it very trivial or might not understand the potential impact that you are visualizing that they are not able to completely see. It is completely your responsibility to communicate all of these aspects. A lot of disconnects or conflicts that emerge between designers and developers and business stakeholders typically emerge because the impact has not been communicated very clearly to the other stakeholders. And product manager typically assumes that I've said it once and that's pretty much it. You not necessarily. They might have disconnected, or they might not have completely bought into your vision, but they choose not to argue, but that also starts reflecting in their day-to-day behavior or day-to-day uh, approach towards the product, right? So it's your job to communicate. If they're asking questions, don't get irritated, don't get frustrated, but sit down and explain it in a calm manner. Why are you doing, what is the data that suggests you, what's your logical process of thinking, why do you what evidences did you collect, which pointed you to what you're doing. When you take that extra effort in explaining things, people take you much more seriously, and they will understand your vision, or they will attempt make an effort to understand your vision in a much better way. This is a very good video where Slack's product vision has been explained. I would suggest please go through it. So, how do you communicate product vision? Keep it as succinct, keep it as visual as possible. Because when you keep it very simple and when you keep it visual, it becomes very easy to consume, something that people can immediately relate to. And when people understand and can relate to something, they will make sure that others also understand it really better. So you can use powerful visualizations, you can use simple metaphors like connecting people, um, your daily range of sunshine for Tropicana. It could be any simple metaphor that people can use. Uh, the another example which is very very common, we are going to be the Uber of fast food, we are going to be Uber of X. There is no mention of customer pain here, and that's why it's not a very good metaphor. You should Humans are well known to relate to a story. They are able to recall and remember a story much better than any other form of communication. And that is why telling a story, if you can potentially tell a story, people will remember your product vision in a much powerful manner. Finally, if you can add powerful feelings, like for example, IKEA, our vision is to create a better everyday life for many people. That's so powerful. So if you can connect people with in an emotional way, use words that evoke excitement or positive intrigue, people will remember your product vision. So, to conclude, communicating your product vision is one of the primary fundamental communication skills that you need to acquire. Get get comfortable pitching your idea, your vision, your approach, your logic again and again without getting irritated. Get comfortable talking to different stakeholders in languages or in jargons that they will understand. Get comfortable going deeper into your product vision and trying to figure out what's that idea, what's that metaphor, what is that example that I can use to simplify understanding what you're going for. The more you do it, the more you will be liked, the more likely people would like to work with you, and that means the more likely you'll be able to build really good products. That's it for now. Thank you.